South of the Circle. It's probably one of the best narrative adventure games we've seen on Apple Arcade. It's brought to you by State of Play Games. Today I'm going to provide my thoughts on the game and showcase how it performs across my Apple devices.
It's broken. It's broken. Got stuck under the bloody rudder pedal.
I played and finished this game in one sitting earlier today. It lasts for around 3 to 4 hours, depending on if you fully interact with all the locations. I loved playing South of the Circle so much. I knew I would enjoy it from the moment I saw it previewed on the App Store. I'm a sucker for rich narrative games, and especially ones featuring some sort of disaster. South of the Circle is exactly that. The game is presented like a movie, but with modern and classic film elements, from a lower frame rate for character movement, a higher frame rate for background elements, and film grain to represent, I'm guessing, the era. Plus, the art style reminds me of a film storyboard. Who else agrees? Additionally, the art style means the game can run well across all my Apple devices, with a smooth frame rate of 60. Yes, on my iPhone SE and Apple TV 4K, the shadow quality was quite low, with no anti-aliasing, it seems, but I wasn't bothered, as the game still looked gorgeous. I loved the scenes in the wilderness the most, with all the trees, flowers, rocks, rain falling, but also the snow, from the characters' footprints to just snow falling down. If you didn't know, the actors' performances were fully motion captured too. This was done to achieve emotional realism. I did notice that the characters often clipped through other objects in the scene. Their bodies sometimes shook a little, or they would occasionally hover above the ground when walking. However, none of this was a major issue at all, and didn't take me out of the experience. Plus, despite the character models having, I'm gonna say, low details if that's the right word, you can still see the emotion in their faces, eyes, and body language. If I was to give this game an award, it would be Best Acting on Apple Arcade. The characters' reactions to disasters, humor, affection, love, and so forth is very realistic, and you can tell they gave it their all. I would love to see some behind-the-scenes footage from the sets too.
Our only hope is for you to find a friendly out there.
You need help, Floyd.
We don't have any option. Peter, I'll be honest with you. If you come back here now, we might not make it. Do you understand?
I don't. It's better being there to help you. What if I run out of fuel on the way to the Norwegians?
So you drive as far as you can and then you get out and walk, Peter.
Now, I've gone this far into the review without touching on the story. Well, that's just because it's very hard to talk about it without revealing some spoilers, so I'll provide the bare minimum. The story begins in Antarctica 1964. Two characters have crashed a small aircraft into the snow with the tail facing to the sky. The pilot has badly injured his leg, and Peter, who you control, must leave in the hope of rescue. Peter reaches a British, Norwegian, and Soviet Antarctic bases on his travels. However, no one is in sight. It's as if they have got up and just left in a hurry. As Peter presses on, his mental health and physical health worsens, and soon the past and present blur together. The developer often uses a match cut technique to move between time. This is commonly used in film. A match cut is a cut from one shot to another, where the composition of the two shots are matched by the action or subject and subject matter. For example, when Peter turns on a light, it cuts to him turning on a light in his lecture. Or when he is driving a snow vehicle, it cuts to him driving on the streets. There is a lot of this and I love it. It just really works well and I don't often see it used in video games, so it's really cool.
Do you think you could manage to hold on to me?
At the heart of South of Circle, it is a love story between Peter and Clara, two colleagues who meet on a train. However, all of this is set during the Cold War, which comes into play later in the game. That's all I'm going to say in regards to the story, as I want you to experience it. But please, you must pay attention to what's going on, as the story can be quite complex. South of the Circle is split into two gameplay perspectives as well: interactive cinematics and scenes where you can walk or drive around, sometimes interacting with objects in the environment. That said, the camera is locked and always following you. The game also loves to direct you on where to go, with the camera moving to one side, or objects having most of the color in the scene, or a path moving in a single direction. That's not a complaint, just an observation. Throughout the game, you'll also use an emotional symbol-based mechanic. You see, every emotional choice you make will affect the story and your end relationship with Clara. Anyway, are you going to play South of the Circle? Or have you already started playing it? Have you finished it? What do you think of the acting? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date with everything Apple Arcade related. Anyway, my name's Stewie and thanks for watching.